Hello, welcome in everyone. Thank you so much for joining me here. My name is Ali, and I'm excited to be your host today. We're going to be talking about how to make videos that can actually stop the scroll, get people to stop their mundane scrolling and listen to what you have to say. Now, this is important as business owners and as people showing up online because you want to get as many people to listen to what you're saying as possible, and you want to be consistent in doing so too. Now, all of us have probably kind of seen this trend change on social media. Instead of it just being photos, there's a lot of video content. And the reason why is it's actually performing really well. These social media algorithms are paying prize to those who are showing up on video. So even if you're a little bit shy to show up on camera, I'm going to be sharing with you some easy tips to get started today. And thanks to Munch Studio, all you have to do is press the record button and Munch handles the rest. It's going to help in editing your videos. You can actually schedule these posts to go live inside of the app, and I'll walk you through all of those today. So before we get started, I just want to introduce myself again for those of you coming in. My name is Ali from the Munch team, and today we're going to be talking through how to create scroll stopping videos and how to get them edited inside of your Munch Studio account. So I want to share with you how to get the most out of today as well too. As I shared, I'm going to be sharing screen with you and walking you through the entire process. So I'd love if you're able to pull up your Munch Studio account and walk through it with me. That way, when you go to do this on your own, you'll feel really comfortable with how to navigate everything. Now, the other thing that I want to share with you guys is that we do have a chat feature today. So you'll see at the bottom of your screen, there's a little Q&A button. If you click on that, you can ask any questions or even upvote people's questions that you are also wondering. Our team is in the chat and they'll help to answer some of those questions. And then I'll also carve out some time at the end of this today to help in answering some of those questions on camera for you and kind of doing a further walkthrough. All right, so without further ado, let's talk about how to create these videos. I really want to share this because Munch Studio is going to make the most out of everything that you deliver it. But if you're doing that work in advance and you're filming content that's ready to go, that's going to help make it even better. That's going to be our thing throughout this. Munch automates a lot of it, but hey, what can we give it to help in getting us even better results that we love? Then how can we tailor it to be something we can take completely across the finish line and get scheduled? Now, I wanted to share a couple things with you today on how to film these videos. The first tip that I have for you all is that before you pull out your phone and start recording, make sure that you clean off your little camera lens. It seems like the smallest little thing that you could do, but trust me, when you do that step to make sure that there's not this filmy or blurry video that you're taking, you're going to see better results. Now, one of the interesting things about this algorithm across TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, wherever you're posting, is going to first score your post on the clarity of it. It doesn't mean that we have to have professional videos. It just means that it's going to be looking to see if the content that it's putting out can be viewed well, and it's going to flag it for anything like, foul language, or it's going to be flagging it for, promo scammy type of posts. And those posts are not going to be performing well. But the posts that get through that threshold have a higher chance of being seen. So again, clean off your camera lens. And when you go to record, there's a couple things. I'll just share a quick slide with you. Hopefully you all can see, if I can pull it up on mine. Okay, hopefully you all can see this screen here. I wanted to point out to you what the no-no zone is. Okay, so when you are recording, you have a clean camera and you start to record yourself, where you want to be placing yourself inside of the video. You want to make sure that you're avoiding different areas such as the bottom and the top, because once you put it inside of the platform, those areas are going to be cut off, or they're going to be overly cluttered by the likes, the comments, the saves, all of that. So make sure when you're recording, you're placing yourself in the center here. Now, kind of best practice for where to be placing yourself is you want any type of hook or on-screen title or text at the very top, but avoiding the no-no zone. Now, where you should place your eyes is pretty much right in the middle, leaving enough space for that text above if you choose to use it, having your eyes centered, and then your captions below. So that's the on-screen captions, like subtitles, if you choose to use that as well. So I wanted to share with you, I'm talking about saving this space for a hook. And some of you may have heard hook before, right? It's what captures people. And we talk about scroll stopping. We want to make sure that we're including a hook inside of our videos. Now, often a hook is something that we verbally say, but I also want to share that it's something that you could put on your post afterwards. If you don't have that hook at the very beginning, you can also add it onto the screen with text. You can do this inside of the application using Munch Studio. So that way people know what they're going to be watching, or they feel addressed through it as well. Listen to this one. Save yourself time as a small business owner. Now, if you're a small business owner, which I have a feeling a lot of you in this room are, this is going to actually pique your interest. So, as you're filming content or you're playing around with it after in that editing mode, think of the audience that you're trying to attract. It doesn't matter if, you know, your your ideal audience is not fathers that stay at home. They'll scroll past this, and that's totally okay. It's fine to repel those who are not your audience because you want to attract those who are. Now, if you're not using on-screen hooks, which is totally fine if you're not, and you want to verbally share some hooks, I wanted to give you some ideas on some hooks that you could use. Now, what I'd highly recommend when doing your post is that your hook is not the answer. The answer comes later on in your post. So, for example, you'll see that throughout this. In a moment, I'm going to share with you. And I'll give you an example for this one too. Um, there was a post for a vocal coach, and the way that we edited one of his posts, in a moment, I'm going to share with you a snippet of Michael Jackson's voice lesson with his coach. You're like, oh my gosh, I've never seen anything like that before. But then there's context that happens before the reveal of Michael Jackson's vocal lesson. This is a post that did really, really well. And a reason for that is that the algorithm is not only filtering through to see which posts are clean, not spammy, but it's also going off of how many people are interacting with that post. And one of the ways that people can interact is by watching. And the longer that somebody watches your video, the better it's going to be ranked and the more people that it's going to go out to, thanks to the algorithm. Once we have that figured out, we can tailor our post to be a little bit more like that. So again, that secret sauce is not being put in the first 5 seconds, but is being revealed later on so people continue watching. Let's go through a few more hooks here. This one thing helped me too. I don't do blank anymore, and here's why. Here's what most realtors don't want you to know. Have you ever heard of? Um, this could be doctors. You won't believe what happened the other day. 3 things about blank buying homes that people aren't talking about and should be. So hopefully this helps to give you some ideas on how you can start to record content that really pulls people in. I'm just going to say reels them in, but no need for the pun there. Okay, let me pull up my screens once more. All right. Now, I want to talk through the 3 E's. These are the type of content that we've seen time after time again perform really well on social media. The first one, and most of us are probably going to fall into this bucket, is educational content. Being able to educate people so they feel like they're getting value when they're scrolling and they're stopping on your video. You want to be pouring into them, and education is a huge and valuable way to do so. It builds trust, it builds your authority, and it gives them value. Now, the second kind, and listen, we're probably all seeing this across our social media, is entertaining content. Now, as a business owner, there might be a way to make your content entertaining by adding different visuals, whether you're holding something up, or you have a photo that pops up on screen that validates what you're talking about. Okay, it might not be the cat video. That might not be what you're posting, but that's another type of content that does really well is entertaining posts. And the last one is endearing. Now, it's endearing because it's you. So content that is personal, that shares insights to your life, your story, your business, a little bit of behind the scenes. People love to follow along in that journey. All right, let me stop sharing real quick. And next, I want to take you inside of Munch Studio. So, like I mentioned before, go ahead and pull that up with me. And if you haven't yet, you can take a trial on munchstudio.com. Get on the inside and let me show you what to do once you have your video content filmed. All right. So hopefully you guys can all see my screen here. We're inside of Munch Studio, and I'm going to be walking you through just a few things that we have, even though there's a plethora of ways that Munch Studio can really help you in creating content automatically, quicker than ever before. And again, building out that entire content plan, your entire months of content in advance. This saves that time that you would otherwise be spending figuring out what to say, how to edit it, where to post it, what captions to write. This seriously does it all. And instead of just talking you through that or being a broken record, I want to make sure that I'm showing that to you as well. So most of our time today is going to be spent inside of this My Projects tab. In fact, I started uploading a project before hopping onto this call because I want to walk you through what this looks like to upload your own content. So I just filmed a real quick video here. And I've started to upload it into Munch Studio. I'm going to go ahead and click next here, and it's asking which platforms we want to be posting across. So let's say I want to be sharing across TikTok and Instagram. I'll go ahead and click next, and here it's asking to add subtitles. This is totally optional, but we've seen that subtitles, when added onto a video, perform really well. The reason for that is not everybody is listening with their audio on. A lot of people are just visually watching, and when they're able to read along with what you're saying, when they're kind of missing the audio part, this tends to really help. So you have quite a few options here of different captions. Let's go ahead and choose this one, or subtitles, I should say. Now from here, we give our project a name. We're choosing the type of content that it is, and then we're choosing our clip length. Now I'll show you in just a moment. I said I trust Munch to go ahead and munch down and create these bite-sized video contents for me to share. But you can also choose, I want something under 30 seconds, or if there's a specific vision that you have in mind, you can totally update that there. And then background music. You can choose. I choose cozy beats, I think, for the video that I'll show you, but if you don't want any, you can select that as well too. You'll also have the option to remove the silence. So if you're someone like me that cannot do a perfect take, that's okay because it is actually going to be cutting out those blank spots. So the most important thing that I want you to walk away on this call is to get started, to press that record button on yourself and know that even if it's imperfect, Munch is going to do the hard part, which is really cutting it down and making it seem like it was flawless. And we love that. So let me go ahead and fill in some of the breaks or blanks. Talking head. Let's say this time we want 30 seconds. It is an explainer video. We'll go no background music, and we'll leave all the silent spots. We'll go ahead and click Munch It. Now, in just a little bit of time, Munch Studio is going to go through and create these small little clips. Now, I already did this, like I mentioned earlier, so I want to show you some of those results. We'll click here on the video. And then here you can see, I think this again was like maybe a 3-minute long video. It's created 9 different posts that are ready for me to look at, approve, and publish on my social media. So let's go ahead and click on just a couple of these. And before I do that, take a look. It says excellent. So Munch has gone ahead and rated these as well, knowing what's going to perform well versus what might not be a winning shot, but is still something that you might want to consider or tailor it a little bit to be what you desire. So let's just go ahead and click on this first one right here. And we have the option to share that. You can schedule it to go live, or you have the option to edit it. Before we move on, let's just watch a little clip. So let's talk about when you pull up your phone, the best kind of tricks. All right. Let me know if you can hear this okay, Charlie. If you just want to give me a thumbs up, that would be amazing, just to make sure I'm still sharing audio. A good quality. Now, the first thing that you want to do. All right. And we can go ahead and click this button here to edit our post further. Now, what's nice about this is it's created that transcript for you, the captions that are on screen. So it's actually generated that so you no longer have to type in exactly what you're saying. But if you want to edit any of this, you're welcome to click on the word and type in any corrections or fixes. Now, what's nice too is that you're able to edit it down even further. You can change your font type, the size, and you can actually, what's really nice too, is apply it across all projects. So let's say I wanted to go with a different font type here. And let's say that I want to move it down here. And then we can select apply across project, and it's actually going to help in regenerating those posts we just looked at with your new font style. And then what's nice too, we go into the templates, and if we want to make any of those edits afterwards for it to be automatically generated in a different type of layout, we can always do that after the fact. All right. Something else I want to point out is the audio. So you can always adjust what that audio is. You can upload your own, and you can change the volume too. So I might go down a little bit on this one, and let's watch it again. So let's talk about when you pull out your phone, the best. I'd probably go in here, edit these subtitles, change the style again to something a little bit easier to see like this. Let's press play. Tricks of the trade for getting a good quality video. All right, great. Well, let me go ahead and move on. But before I do, actually, let's go ahead and share it directly from here. So let's say share to socials. And let's say that we want to share it on Instagram. You can see that Munch Studio has already written the caption for you, but if you want, you can jump in there and change anything or write your own. Me personally, I love that it's already written the caption because that is always the part that slows me down. Now you can choose when it is that you want to smart schedule, or you can choose a custom time that you want this to go live. But let's say I want to schedule it for Friday at 10 a.m. Let's go ahead and schedule that to be published. You'll see it's automatically pushed us over to our content planner where it has all of these little gaps in our calendar. That means it's recommending you to post at that time based on your content strategy, but it's not required. So you can see on Friday, it's scheduled in for 10 a.m. Now, just so this doesn't actually go live on the Munch Studio account, let me go ahead and delete this on behalf of the team. They'll thank me for that. Okay, so I said content strategy earlier, and this is what's automatically generated for you. When you first sign in to munchstudio.com, maybe some of you guys will experience this today, or you've already been through the onboarding process before. All you'll do is type in your URL, your website, and it's automatically going to be pulling different information for you, such as your business name, the problem that you solve, and the business description. I'm going to show you that in a little bit too. But once that's done, you're also telling it where you want to be posting. I want to post on LinkedIn. I want to post on Facebook. I'm not ready for TikTok. I do want Instagram. You're choosing those platforms, and then it's creating this content strategy for you. So it's saying on Instagram, you should be posting 14 pieces of content throughout the week. 14 for Facebook, 8 pieces for LinkedIn. And what I really love too is if you want to update this, you can always edit this to be something that fits more with your goals. So let me go ahead and click on edit. Let's say that I only want to post on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday once. We can review the changes and apply. Then you'll see that the content planner has automatically been updated to honor that content strategy. Okay, one other thing that I want to talk about while we're in this content planner, actually two things. One, I love that you can click on any of these gaps and you can start to fill them in with content here. So you can actually fill out your entire months of content just by clicking onto these gaps, selecting ones that you love, and then scheduling that to go live. Then you can see it pop in there. Okay, deleting again. All right, the other thing that I wanted to mention is in order for these posts to go live, you need to make sure that your account is connected. You'll do that inside of the integrations tab. Here you can see all of the different social media platforms, and then you have the ability to select connect. Then you have, like, this is the magic, right? Then your post can actually go live from that content calendar. If this isn't set up, they won't be able to be published. Now, as you go to do this, if you have any questions, if you want that step-by-step support, you can click on any of our guides to receive that. You'll see that we even have video directions on how you can get this set up. Another thing that I wanted to point out to you as well is that at any time, if you're inside of Munch Studio and you see this eye icon, you can go ahead and watch a video from me. I'll be walking you through how to operate this section inside of Munch Studio. So it's after this call, you've got support from me ongoing. Now, while we're on this Explore page, I just want to show you that this content has been automatically created for you. No video necessary. This here is pulling the knowledge base from your website to help you in creating polished content that's ready to go and be published. Now, I have 1,000 things that I could talk to you about, but just one more thing that I want to mention. If you ever want to customize this further, you have two different options here. You can select to add content, and you can generate quick posts. Again, it's taking some of that guesswork or that extra effort out of it. It's going to automatically be generating new posts for you. You also have the option to tailor post to your vision. What this means is that you get to type in a little bit of a description of the type of content that you would like to have Munch Studio create, then have it generate the content based off of your needs. And if you want to customize the results here even further, which I'd highly recommend to do, you can access the brains of Munch Studio, otherwise known as my brand. You'll see me clicking that on the left-hand side. This is your website, your business name, and your business description, the problem you solve. Again, everything that's been automatically generated for you by Munch Studio. But you can update this at any time by jumping into the business description. You can give it different cues, like, for example, this is a interior designer. Let's say that they don't do bathrooms. You can indicate to Munch Studio by writing here, please do not show any bathrooms in any of the content that you're creating. And it will take that knowledge and keep in mind every time it goes to generate something new. So if you are seeing something that's winning, working for you, you can be adding in and coaching Munch Studio as if it's your own social media manager. So this might become lengthy over time, and that's completely okay. All right. Thank you so much for letting me share screen and walk you through all of this. I do want to take a moment just for any questions. Oh, I saw no audio was coming through. Thank you so much. But I do want to take a moment to pause for any questions that might have come up for you, whether it be about Munch Studio or about filming content that you'll be adding into my projects. Go ahead and add that into the chat. I'll take a moment for you here. And as I wait for more questions to come through the chat, there's something else that I want to show you guys. Now, I talked about how you're able to update the My Brand section once you see what posts are doing well, right? We want to replicate what's winning for us. And one of the ways that you can learn about which posts are performing well or maybe not is inside of the Insights tab. Now, inside of Insights, we can sort by 7 days, 30 days, 90 days. I'll click on that one. And you can see how your engagement has grown or dropped. Not only can you see that for a single platform, but you can actually see that across every platform that you have connected. You can see all of our published posts, and you can even sort them by views, which ones were most likes, which ones have the most interactions, like comments, shares, etc. And then you can see here which posts were winning. That way, again, it informs us on what people are liking to see the most and maybe what the algorithm is picking up that in turn get you more views and more followers for your business page. Okay, perfect. I'm seeing a couple questions coming through. So let me go ahead and just work through some of those top to bottom for you. All right, so I'm seeing a question in the chat. How do I ask Munch to create a reel only? And I see that has an upvote, which is really helpful. If you're seeing any questions in the chat that you love, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. So to ask Munch to create a reel for you, let me go ahead and share screen again. First off, I'd highly recommend if it's a talking head video that you can go ahead and start that inside of My Projects. When you're here, you have the option to click on a new project and have it create clips for you. So you can put in a video that's a minute long or a couple minutes long, and it will make munched down bite-sized pieces of content that are ready for you to share. You also have the option here to resize the video. Munch Studio is also going to focus in on the main subject. So that way, even if you're taking a wide video and you're condensing it, it's going to stay on the person even as there's movement. You can also add just captions in as well. Now, the other thing that I want to show you is inside of the Explore page, you have the ability here to choose the types of content that you want to see. So if you just want to see content for Instagram, for example, you can go ahead and filter that out and then just look for these automatic posts that have been generated with the little reel icon. So this is a reel that's automatically been created and is ready for you to share. All right, hopefully that helps to answer the question. I'll go ahead and move on to the next one. Okay, Marlon is asking, what if the content we have is a 7 to 30-second video? That's a wonderful question. Right now, Munch Studio in the My Projects area, it has to be a minimum of, I think, 30 seconds to a minute. But if you have something that's shorter, what you can do, let me share screen once more. You can go inside of the media library and add your media here. When you do this, it's actually going to be, let me move some things around on my crowded screen. There we go. When you add in content here, it's going to be using those videos inside of this Explore page to create different content. So that is what I would recommend. If you do have a longer video, one of my favorite things to do for future when you're filming is to even film multiple concepts in one sitting. And then you can throw the whole thing in. Maybe it's even 5 minutes long, 10 minutes long, and Munch Studio will help to make those shorter clips for you. All right. I'm seeing I realize that a lot of the new Explore posts are quite repetitive, and also for Instagram carousel posts, only the first page is different and the rest of the pages are almost identical. That's an amazing call out, so thank you so much for that. Let me go ahead and share screen with everybody so they can kind of see the area that we're referencing. So on the Explore page here, if you're seeing some content that seems a little bit repetitive, there's a couple of things that we can do. The first thing is if you see content that you don't like, you can click on the three dots here and archive that, so that way that post isn't showing up again. You can also select Add Content and tailor post to your vision to see some different results. Now, the last thing that I want to point out too is inside of the media library, when you're adding in more content, this helps to customize your post. Actually, that wasn't the last thing. The last thing is inside of the My Brand section as well too, we talked about adding in more context here to help you in kind of customizing those results. That will really help you as well too. But please know that new templates are being added into Munch Studio all of the time, basically 24/7. So every day you should start to see some new types of templates that are available to you here. All right, let me go back into the chat. Did I hear you say I can post without video and just post a picture into a video? Yes, so that would be the media library section. That is what I would recommend is going into your media library, clicking to add content, and then from there you can create a video with your photo. Let me see. So diving into the media library and then adding your media content here. All right. Let me stop sharing. And it looks like that's all of our questions for today. And we're right about that 30-minute mark. So just wanted to take an extra moment to say thank you all so much for showing up and spending the past 30 minutes with me. Again, I hope that this has given you some new insight on how to jump on camera today and how to upload that inside of Munch Studio so it can really take it from there. Again, this is going to help us to auto-generate posts, but also to tailor posts to what we'd like to see and even use our talking heads in video format. That way, we're staying ahead of the curve for what's working on our social media accounts. Now, if you haven't yet gotten on the inside of Munch Studio, you can do so by going to munchstudio.com today and taking a free trial. From there, it's only $48 a month to have your social media ran for you. So thank you guys so much again, and I hope to see you in future weeks as we continue walking through Munch Studio. All right, thanks everyone. See you.